Hey, it's me, C. Hope you're seeing me more clearly than I'm seeing myself right now. But today, day 61 of 100, I am talking about that moving to Vietnam is 100% about me saving money and also increasing my quality of life and helping me with being a more creative person and staying semi-retired or work optional, as it were. And I wanted to say that a lot of these services are for me about investing in myself. And also, hopefully, when you listen to this, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I want to invest in myself by doing or having these services such that I don't feel so stressed out about life, whatever that be. So it's not about cutting everything. For me, it's about being really strategic in what I'm actually doing and what I am paying for. So without much ado, here's what I'm keeping, here's what I'm cutting. In terms of creative tools and tech, I will say that cloud storage, I'm definitely keeping. I'm going to be using Proton Drive. And that cost for the year, I think it was like $35, something like that, which is essential for me for keeping my content creation things in order, or I should say saved, backed up, because that's one form of backup. I guess another thing I should definitely say that I have in terms of backing things up is I have a bunch of thumb drives and things like that, USB drives, lots. And again, it's a second form of backup. Then I have the things on YouTube. I don't own that, but it is a form of backup. And so another thing I have is my design. And yes, I have notes. I have design software, which I'm using Canva for free right now because, as you've noticed, I don't do thumbnails because it's just it really impedes my process as far as getting videos out in a timely fashion. So I don't want to be doing that at this moment. I may go back and make a thumbnail for a playlist, which I've done. But yeah, so the Canva is for free. Video hosting tools and platforms I use. I did make in, I should say, I do anticipate buying. I think right now I'm using a free version of Descript, and I'll be using that in the future for cutting my videos into chapters because I think that'll be very helpful for people because marking chapters will help you stay with the video. It's like, oh, I don't have to listen to the whole thing to hear X or Y or Z, right? So that's super helpful. Descript, I am not sure how much that costs, but when I start paying for it, I'll let you know because that's going to be, again, an investment in me, investment in my community, making things easy for you, right? Easy to find. AI tools. So I have mixed feelings about even using AI, and so I don't use it so much. What I do plan to do, and I haven't lent, or I should say, I haven't spread out, or I haven't really calculated the cost for it. But I'm going to build my own local LLM, and yeah, it's probably going to be thousands of dollars. But I'm doing that because I don't know if you know, but using large language models negatively affects Black and Brown communities, and I don't want to be a part of that. So I'm going to build my own for me to use that doesn't use as much energy, doesn't use suck water from the communities that are disproportionately affected by these data centers. What any more of that? So what I'm cutting services, any service that won't work in Vietnam, like obviously redundant services, redundant subscriptions. Like I've cut Apple Music. I don't pay for Spotify anymore because I'm not here for ICE ads or anything else like that, or paying for company services that also wants to be a part of the military complex, like specifically. using like Palantir and things like that. Other, so I'm really divesting my personal money from those types of things. I'm also cutting any US specific tool. Like I fully want to be in the Southeast Asian like communities. I want to be in Vietnamese communities, use Vietnamese services. And when I go to Thailand, it'll be the same thing. Be in communities in Thailand, use Thai services. So those will be things that I get rid of in terms of US based things. Category two, under health and wellness, I pay for Insight Timer app plus, and I pay for that yearly. I believe it's 80 something per year. I have been using that since 2017-ish. I have, as the side, I have a 600 plus day consecutive streak and like 1,000 days of usage. And by usage, I mean daily meditations. And if it's not a meditation, it's a class of some sort. So I definitely use Insight Timer. We'll be keeping that. I use that for my grounding practice. Again, investment in me, and also because when I invest in myself, I can give more to my community. I can give more to folks. So, better ideas will come in terms of how I can serve you. And fitness and movement subscriptions, I use for calorie tracking. I still use my Fitness Pal. I know there are better applications to do that, but right now that's free. So I'm using my Fitness Pal and I can take that anywhere with me, which is great. Health tracking app, yeah. I don't have anything for like illness management, or what I use for data tracking is for free. I use Notion for a lot of data tracking and for template making and templates as well, telehealth and online therapy. So I have a therapist, but they're not through like Better Help or anything like that. She's a Black woman who I pay for, it's like monthly. And like, I think that's along with housing, that's going to be one of my bigger expenses because I'm not dropping my therapist. She's amazing, and she reads me for filth when I need to get read. Okay, she helps me a lot. Helps me parse out a lot of different things, especially where I move for broad stresses and dysregulation with changing my schedules. As an autistic person, like I need her. I need some of her ways that she handles that and helps me with that. It helps me think about those things. So definitely that's a key. Talk about a huge investment in yourself. You have a great therapist on board if you're neurospicy and you're gonna be moving around and changing all of your schedules and whatnot. Um, so healthcare, another one is huge, which is vastly different than trying to pay for health management or healthcare in the United States. I think it's world renowned, the world known around the world now that the US healthcare system is horrible. It's not care at all, and it's especially not care for Black women like me. It's very bad. And so, where it comes to that, the healthcare in Vietnam will be less expensive. Again, investment in my body and longevity and health and wellness, so I can do more creatively, so I can serve communities with more ease. And so I don't know exactly what that's going to cost, but that will be in future videos. Like when I finally do the big old, the huge health screening, I think it's called an executive health screening. There are many different services, or I should say blood tests and services that come in a big package. And so far as I saw a couple, I think it's a year and a half ago, it was like 2000 before. It's like a head to toe thorough examination, blood work and everything. But that's a guess. Like I said, when I actually pay for it, you will know because I want you to know and I want you to get your health care, especially Black women. Okay, will be treated with kindness and respect where where health and care is affected. So that's a great thing. Another category is learning and growth. So services I'm keeping. I'm 100%. I'm keeping Duolingo Plus. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I am on a friend's family plan, so I actually don't pay for this, but I love it so much. I have a 990 plus day streak. When I get to day 1,000 of my language daily language learning, I will let you know in the future. So the cost for that is zero. I'm learning Vietnamese on there. So it's a very, very slow process. It is definitely more challenging than even Russian, than even Greek, which I had studied and both languages. So I already started because why? Communication matters. So definitely keeping Duolingo. And thank you, April, for putting me under the family plan. Yay! I'm so happy. Thank you. So skills development platforms. Let me see. Do I have any of those? No, because I already paid for those a couple years ago. I paid for my PNPT class and exam 2 years ago. So that's in the bag. And I also paid for the professional version of that, which in total at the time was 800 something. It's probably much more than that now. Like I said, I still have all my access to that, and that's for cybersecurity and offensive security things. And because I would like to keep doing that. So I was here to get better at that. Newsletters and Substacks. So I have free versions of all of the people that I follow on Substack so far because they're just, but there is one that I do want to pay for, and it's $5 a month, and it's for, I think it's $5 a month. It's either $5 a month or $8 a month. Black Babes Abroad, and again, because Black Babe Abroad, that's what I'm going to be doing. They have great information over there, have moving templates and all sorts of wonderful sundry things. So I will be paying for that. Let's see. Category 4, we have community and connection. So social media tools that I will be using. So I use Heartbeat app, and I didn't, I no, I paid once for that. It's like $1. And that's for Black women who are abroad, who are part of the Exodus Summit. That's me. I keep track of the many ladies in there and send messages through there. Let's see, social media scheduling tools. I don't use any of those, so I don't use any of that yet. I will say that. Probably in the future as my channel grows and as needed, but I don't right now. Email, email newsletter platform. I don't have that yet. I would say that I do have a Substack. I don't pay for Substack. I can send out my blogs through Substack. So, but again, not anything I pay for, but I'm keeping it. Let's see. Community memberships. Do I pay for any of that? I don't. What I do pay for a VPN service. Yes, I pay for that yearly. Last time I paid for it, it was $89. I will still be keeping that. Absolutely. Because security abroad, accessing content, privacy protection is essential for expats. All the reasons. Okay. Please use a VPN. Let's see. What else? Oh, financial tools, obviously. So I don't pay for any financial tools. Use I have USAA, so I don't have to pay for managing my money in that app. Banking service, no, no. Oh, I did have to say about USAA in terms of like I get money back for using the ATMs abroad, so that helps a lot. What else? Category 6, we have productivity and organization. So as I said before, under project management tools, I use Notion personally. I because executive dysfunction. Okay, support. I need the help. I also use my phone. I use calendar in physical form. I use another calendar, something for tactile. I use that. That's super helpful. So I guess I'll actually let me just say that. So I pay for my I pay for a passion planner, and it's usually the bundle that I get is usually $75 per year. So I will be continue to do that. I will probably always use that calendar. It's my favorites, my favorite of the ones that I've seen thus far. I don't pay for Notion, as I said, but yes, I do wind up using that. Password manager. Yes, I do pay yearly for a password manager because, of course, and when I first started learning cybersecurity things, the first thing I learned was one of the reasons, one of the things that helps make cybersecurity, your personal cybersecurity easier, and that you never, please, never reuse a password ever. Use a password manager, pay for it yearly. Mine yearly is about $80 per year. Password manager, please. Again, only use one password, one very complex password per service. Easy to keep track of in a password manager. Okay, what else do we have here? Also the reason why password manager, I have several accounts across different things. So there's a need for that is, and of course, kind of thing. All right. So yeah, so cost and context. Living in Vietnam is going to save me like for rent alone. Like even though I'm not paying for rent here, when I was even paying for rent in Mexico, my rent per month was eight for my apartment per month was 850, and that was for a two-bedroom, two-bath. In Vietnam, I think at least the houses that I've seen so far, the two-bedroom, two-bath house was 400. So I'm cutting my rent in half. Even with food cost in Mexico, when I did start actually cooking more for myself, even then it was sort of expensive, like $600 a month. In Vietnam, the food is very inexpensive, at least for me, it's very cost effective for me to actually eat better food and eat out. That's going to save me time and it's going to save me energy. Like I said, I'm a spoonie. I have to be very cognizant of what I expend my energy on. So there we go. If I'm not going out to eat frequently, then I'll be getting Grab. Again, that's going to save me energy and that's the energy I have to create, whether it's to paint, do videos, schedule the videos, do more things, having to make my videos more accessible in the future. All that's going to give me space in my life to be able to create more. Yay. Another thing that I'm doing to pour into myself is actually take music lessons so that I will sing better. Again, part of creativity, the thing that I'm doing to invest in myself so that I can use the gifts more effectively that I've been gifted with. Thank you. Thank you, God, God, absolute very much. See, what else do we have? Yes. So yeah, I really want to talk about like my philosophy on services. Okay, why these things matter to me so much is because they do help me with creativity. And by that I mean it gives me space in my mind, space energetically, because when I'm rushing around trying to cook and stand and or clean up the house, a house all by myself, that cost a lot of spoons. And so that's I didn't mention it, but yes, I'm absolutely going to be having a housekeeper, if not a house manager in general. Now in Vietnam, I'll hopefully will be able to find one person to act as my house manager, someone to manage me driving places, to do keep track of housekeeper, keep track of cooking, keep track of calendaring things for me and events and such and so on. Those are things that I need to offload from my brain. So I can create more videos, better videos, and create products and services that will help people in the future. And also and services to support health. Like another thing is to get more massages. My body sometimes does weird stuff because perimenopause. So more massages, possible ice baths, stretching, having somebody come in and help me stretch, things like that. In terms of health, I'm absolutely going to get a personal trainer and have private training in Pilates, which I used to have years ago, but now I'll be able to afford and be able to put that back into my body maintenance regiment. So this is a great thing. And yeah, in terms of other services, is to provide structure for me. Now, if you're neurospicy like me, it's like, yeah, structure matters. And even though ADHD is like, I don't want structure, I don't want any of it. Ah, give me all the chaos. It's like, no, it's not the best thing. So having a house manager and have somebody help me schedule the time as I want to schedule it and get me help me with finding services for creativity, finding a painting teacher, sculpting teacher, singing teacher, like all of these things. It's good to have somebody else help with putting that together. That's great. I love that. So, while yes, I am moving to save money overall, investing is in myself is what matters the most, especially in this time of my life, like 50 and up, like 50, these 50s and on up, however long I'm going to live. We want to make sure that the body's taken care of, the mind is taken care of, all of those things. And it's super important to have services that support my creative life and making intentional choices, super important. And then quality of life absolutely freaking matters for me. And on that note, I hope that you will check out another video that I have on maybe peptides and other wellness things that I do. And thank you for being here today. Okay, and I'll see you tomorrow. Aloha.